This video is the first of many regarding highly effective communication strategies that can dramatically improve your business and personal relationships. Has it ever happened to you that you felt sure pressure in the conversation or the possibility of stuffing your points in a conversation? If so, you're not alone. Despite this, many people encounter these opportunities. The fact is that there are specific practical measures that can be taken to enhance them. There are about 8 issues that will be discussed in this video in order to make you a better communicator. Starting from the adage that people listen more than they talk, to the crafting of perfect narrative PowerPoint, each segment is aimed at providing you with knowledge that you can use. By the completion of this series, you will improve your capacities in clearly expressing ideas. You will also learn how to increase your coping skills in your interactions as you move towards the improved life and the brighter future. Well, are you prepared for this process of changing for the better? Let's dive in. When it comes to the world of high performance, one of the greatest assets you can develop is that of being a better listener than speaker. High IQ persons realize that while communication entails infinite shuffle of ideas and perspectives, it also mainly consists of making others feel special. Whenever an individual ventures to proffer his ideas, a chance to agree or ask a few questions will help foster a friendly relationship. Try thinking of yourself in a business meeting where all the participants are eager to express themselves. The person who receives every message carefully, who deserves every detail, is often the person who provides meaningful input later on. Thus, they not only enhance their own knowledge but also contribute to the fact that everybody else feels as though they need to be active listeners as well. It contributes to more resilience in relationships and personal development, since it leads to increasing growth in bonds and exchanges of a lot of content. And who knows? The next time you're in a conversation, you might just stumble upon a bright future opportunity by simply being present and engaged, setting the stage for the next topic, articulating ideas clearly. The key to easy communication when working at a high level may be understanding that it is crucial to present ideas in a clear manner. Smart people always have the ability and talent to explain or elaborate any idea to a level that other people will understand better. Picture this. You are at a meeting and one person makes a suggestion that confuses everybody when implemented. Now, picture another person intervening, explaining that with examples and in plain words any moron would get it. This not only shows the comprehension but at the same time increases their reliability as a knowledge supplier. By doing this, they cultivate an environment in which every individual is expected to express him or herself. It's like translating in the middle of a highly technical banters, of converting pressure into light. As a result, the next time you will be explaining some very detailed and complex concept, always consider the approach of making it easy to understand by your audience. Maybe try telling them in analogies or diagrams. These are things of great shifts. This skill opens doors to a bright future filled with opportunities for collaboration and innovation, seamlessly leading us to the next topic: great storytelling skills. It should be pointed out that in the world of high performance, greatest of all is power of great stories telling. Savvy people understand that, while they want to inform their audience and have them accept their ideas, the use of fables and allegories help make the information stay with people for a long time. Think about it. The most memorable stories I have right now are the ones that always go back to a narrative, an anecdote, or even a brilliantly chosen analogy when someone wants to get their point across as opposed to stating facts. For instance, observe the ways in which a brief first-hand account of personal experiences can explain the dependability of optimism and help people seek out personal development. Instead, they appeal to people's emotions so that a person feels compelled to engage with their content, to start deep diving into topics that could initially seem extremely abstract. This ability to engage in communicating changes daily conversations into wonderful debates and makes everybody feel like they are important contributing members. Therefore, the next time you decide to pass a particular message, consider how best to package your message with low-calorie storytelling needs to get your point across. It's all about making connections that pave the way for a better life and open doors to the next topic, and yet one requires an individual who should be observant and detail-oriented. The ability to pay attention to details is one of the characteristics of high performers that can greatly improve personal and business lives. It especially applies to intelligent people who can easily recall the details of the elements in which one or another person has changed recently. One's colleague has come from a trip, or one's friend just has a new regular cup of coffee order. This keen attention indeed not only makes people feel important but also makes them to be connected significantly. Consider entering a room and finding that one person specifically knows your name and could repeat a story that you recounted the previous week. That moment would feel like acceptance. They also become attentive so as to portray themselves as people the other party can run to for support and encouragement, especially if there is pressure. In addition, such skills are helpful when attempting to develop new and even better understanding of one particular interaction, social relations in particular. They should therefore give the next time you're conversing with someone a chance to notice what in fact are those subtle signals that people give. This practice not only enriches your interactions but also sets the stage for the next topic: preparing for situations. In general, preparation is a key to high results, and due to that, intelligent people know a great importance of practicing before reaching the new levels. Thus, they prepare themselves for each incident that they think may happen because of the scenario they have in mind. Picture this: you are due to make a presentation in the coming days. In this one, rather than just ad-libbing, you plan, you prepare for questions and play out a successful scenario in your mind. This approach does not only relieve pressure but also strengthens one's confidence, and you are in a position to present yourself as a provider in that specific field. Third, studying enhances your flexibility when you understand beforehand that there is a likelihood of experiencing hitches. In this case, you are more resourceful. It's as though you have a mental toolkit all prepared and waiting for you to be used when required. Therefore, changes may range from something minor, such as thinking through how to approach a work meeting or an interview or any social event. This practice can lead to a bright future filled with opportunities and connections, paving the way for our next topic: maintenance of some valuable information as secret. That is why being able to keep some aspects of people's lives and other secrets in the sphere of high performance is so important. Smart people know that it does not always pay to discuss every aspect of one's life. Keeping some information private helps boost one's credibility. For example, let's imagine a situation, typically a setting at the workplace, where information regarding the company is disclosed. Besides, the person respecting confidentiality not only saves their reputation, but also determines themselves as a key figure of trust in a team. This helps build resiliency to professional relationships because no one feels nervous about checking with somebody else any conversation they had with another person. Moreover, a person preserves their identity and a well of knowledge which cannot be revealed to others, and, thus, people can develop and transform without deep influence from other people or constant criticism. Therefore, the next time you are engaged in a conversation to do with some of these issues, remember what to say, what to hide. This discernment can lead to stronger connections and a better life overall, seamlessly transitioning us to our next topic: the power and right to command or exercise control. It is big secret that power and control are closely related to high performance, and for an intelligent agent, always strive to achieve this through demonstration of sound decision-making and dependable personality. They know that they have a say on chosen matters not only based on experts' authority but as a result of people's faith. So imagine that an individual is being requested advice on a sensitive or very important project. Also, it will be the person who is clearly authoritative, whose decisions are sound and whose integrity is beyond doubt that will be asked. Such influence comes from building rapport and feeling wanted, making people feel appreciated or acknowledged in some cases. They also help give dependable guidance that fosters collaboration, which benefits everyone involved and improves the results. Furthermore, this influence may help people shift towards a growth mindset in turn and motivate them to work on their personal development. Therefore, the moment you find yourself in a position where your voice counts for something, know that the actions you did before led to such authority. This realization can empower you to lead discussions and initiatives with confidence, setting the stage for our next topic: focusing on personal growth. Emphasis on self-enhancement as a high-performance trait is something that sharp brains express their unreserved support towards. It means that they understand that the process of persona growth is a lifelong process, not a finite process. This creates a strong character, enabling them to face life challenges and milestones with so much ease and strength. For example, let's imagine a person who tries to get feedback from peers and coaches. As such, the clients not only improve their expertise but also illustrate a desire to become a more effective provider in the given area. Additionally, this commitment to personal development creates situations where they make money in the process and in manners they desire. Whether that is attending online courses, reading deep books, joining workshops, these people are always searching for a way how to enhance them and open the new horizons for them. So, if you find yourself at a crossroads, ask, In what ways can you move to create more value in yourself today? This focus on growth not only improves lives, but also creates opportunities, linking us back to the identified need to listen more than we speak. Before we proceed with part 2 of our exploration of mastering communication, let it be now that you are surrounded with bright ideas. All these skills, listens more than you speak, explain your ideas well, and seek self-development, provide a hope and way on how you can enhance your interactions as well as the overall experiences in your life. Now that you have an understanding of these lessons, do you want to use these in order to help you achieve a better future? Well, this is just the initial set. In the next video, we shall go further and show you more strategies that will enable you to connect with others and hence influence your audience. So, don't miss out. Remember to join our notification squad by clicking the bell icon and become part of our growth with us. What small changes in your everyday life would you make today in order to better embody these skills? Let's get started.